Now, and you're right, this is the part of the story where you cry. What you're seeing now it play out in the United States is sort of almost the end game of an activity that's been going on for a minimum of 15 years that it's been executed by Russia. And I know everybody says, oh, you're just blaming Russia on everything. Well, here's one of those circumstances where we can blame Russia on everything. Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation are a extreme Christian conservative nation. When the Soviet Union, you might remember the Soviet Union with the Communist collective on the left, atheist, had nothing to do with God or religion. But when that collapsed, people started trying to say, reach out and decide, what are we? And what they came up with is that, and if you know anyone who knows anyone that's Russian, they're conservative. They're very conservative because they had nothing to ground themselves on between 1917 and 1989, right? But prior to that, Russia was an extremely Christian nation. And it was ruled by the czars on the basis of their motto, which was orthodoxy to the Orthodox Church, religion to the Orthodox Church, autocracy, which is the leadership by one family, right? And nationality, right? Which means that you had to be of that nation. Vladimir Putin, the ex-KGB officer, when he became the leader of Russia in 2000, realized that Russia was not what it was. People in Russia were actually calling for the Soviet Union to be reformed. He, of course, was now earning billions of dollars by selling off the Soviet assets of the Soviet Union. They loved money. They loved commercialism. They were never going back to that. And all they could be after that is a nation with a strongman ruler and a lot of money. And that is where he shifted Russia to autocracy, to be an autocrat. And he is an autocrat. But how do you take a country that has the gross domestic product of Italy and Mexico, because that's what Russia is.
And black people.
Yeah, about that many too. Right. Look, they are essentially a trailer park, a bad tornado hit trailer park with atomic bombs. They don't have a lot of money. They don't have any economic pull other than oil and natural gas sales and weapons sales. But how do you become a superpower? How do you displace the United States as a superpower? What you do is you break the United States' hold on the Western world. And Vladimir Putin believes there should not be an Atlantic alliance as it was established after World War II between Washington and Europe, that order should be Moscow to Europe to America. And he found that conservatism was a highly popular thing. You know, populism in Western Europe was rife. Many of these political parties in Western Europe were neo-Nazi and fascist. And over the last 15 years, he's been currying those organizations, and he has had success. He's put into power the new Austrian government, the OFV. They started from the FPO, the Freedom Party of Austria, a neo-Nazi party started in 1952.
Yeah, an offshoot of the Nazis from Germany.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, but the greatest platform that he had, other than was fostering these conservatives, was immigration. An anti-immigrant policy after the waves of people came from Syria in 2011. And he has been successfully forging these groups. Marine Le Pen, the woman who ran for president of France, he gave her 50 million euros to defeat Emmanuel Macron. And if she had won last year, and I say this in all seriousness, the French nation has twice saved America with their common sense. The first time was the Marquis de Lafayette during the American Revolution in the Battle of Yorktown. The second was defeating Marine Le Pen last year, because she said if she were president, day one, she would break up the European Union. Day two, she would withdraw France from NATO, which would start the dissolution of NATO. All of these. Now, this is a woman who openly took Russian money, right, and was doing the bidding of Vladimir Putin. But she did it on the basis of racism and xenophobia, straight in your face racism, too. Now, if she had won last year with Donald Trump, the Austrians, the Hungarians, the Czechs, the Italians, Europe as we know it, liberal governments, socialism, good croissants, all of that would have ended last year. and we would be looking at a world that is run by autocracies of neoconservatives who are all subordinated to Vladimir Putin. Other than that, everything's fine.